All right, Coach, can you talk about, you said you were able to see Rhett play in the second half, at least last Friday. Can you talk about your thoughts about how he's playing and how he's handling himself at that level?
Well, I'm so proud of to be associated with Rhett. We had a great relationship for 4 years, but watched him now. And I'm going to tell you, I'm the guy that never had any doubt, but like a lot of people at our school. But you had to really, I think, be there and see the everyday. It's that grind that Rhett was so good at, whether it's academics or football or being a good friend to his buddies. It's that grind. He pays the price, and Rhett pays the price every single day. He does his homework. He stays up late at night. He does his football studies. I would get emails and texts from him sometimes at close to midnight.
Really?
Asking
Wow.
me questions about adjustments and thinking about plays and possibilities and what would work in this situation. And he's a geometric thinker. He's intelligent as can be, and he does the hard grind work that most people just don't ever do. And he does it religiously. I mean, and his success is just not an accident. So when you see people like that, and they're leaders by example, and the kids follow him like he's got candy falling out of his pocket, he's incredible. He's really incredible person and true blue, right to the core.
Yeah, well, one thing I remember about his career is those comebacks. It seemed like he had a lot of comeback wins that he led you guys on in the fourth quarter.
Well, when you start to look at comeback wins, when you look at the number of drives that we were his junior and senior year, we scored 90% of the time coming out of the locker room at halftime. Right there, that tells you a lot about football acumen and leadership and getting it done, because that sets the tone for those types of comebacks. And the 2-minute drill, we were incredible. We were just incredible on that. And again, that's not making a critical mistake. He made a mistake in our first year. We had a great comeback. He was a freshman only. We were down 28 points up in Phoenix in the playoff game. We got back within 7. We were driving to tie the game, and we don't audible ever during our hurry up. And he checked off, and the ball got snapped because we go on first down. And he made that mistake, and for 4 years, he never made a mistake again like that. And people have no idea what it takes for a 4-year starter. We're talking about a kid as a freshman and a sophomore. In Rhett's 4 years here, he had 7 interceptions and 2 fumbles. I mean, you never see numbers like that.
So when he was coming out of here and going to Arizona, you didn't have any doubts about that someday he could be in this position? Obviously, Khalil Tate's hurt, but still, Rhett put himself in a position to start.
Well,
you never had any questions that he would be able to.
Khalil
reach that
Tate's
level?
a ridiculously great athlete.
Yeah.
And I'm for any Tucson kid doing well. But you look at a kid like Khalil Tate, and it's a wow.
Yeah.
And but when you look at Rhett, it's a different type of way to. It's a different path to success. It's apples and oranges. Rhett gets the job done. He doesn't make mistakes. He's a great leader. He knows everybody's job, and the kids, tend to flock to that. And with a guy with an athlete like Khalil, and it's not Khalil's fault by any means, but the rest of the team goes, Khalil, make a play. Where Rhett challenges the other kids on the team to make a play. And that inclusiveness creates a different practice model. And therein lies the success in a team sport like football. You play the way you practice. It's very rare to find an athlete that can not get it done during the week and then all of a sudden come out. I think that Khalil's been put in a very unfair situation because we just, the maturity in the offensive line that we had, and the coaching of Jim Mahalchek, whose son Max played for us too.
Right.
And I became close to that family. And Jim was an awesome coach, really an awesome line coach. And he had his kids that he built up over a number of years. Well, they don't have that this year. They've got a younger group, and it's a first-year coach with the system, with these guys. And to compare those two just isn't reasonable. And so the burden came on Khalil unfairly because with such a rookie line, with the unproven running backs. I mean, it's not like we've got some 6'4", 240-pound bulldozer that's going to get 4 or 5 yards, and you better put an extra guy on that guy, or the game's over before it starts. We don't have that. BYU had that.
Right.
We don't have that. And that changes then what's put on the legs of the quarterback. But Rhett is the guy, he's going to spread it out. On average, when we were here, we'd have 10, 11 guys touch the ball during a game. How do you key on anybody? And Rhett was the card dealer. He was the guy that made it all go. And a lot of times that's what you see. I know. I'm not even going to begin to compare him to Tom Brady, but that's ridiculous. But you look at film of Rhett in that game in second half, and then watch right away. I did this to my wife at home and watched some film of Tom Brady looking right next to each other.
Right.
And all of a sudden you see, not comparing their arm strength to their football acumen or anything like that, but you just watch and you see similar mannerisms. You see the eyes in the right place. You see the ball always at ready. You see the footwork moving in the pocket, keeping the play alive. And those are things that are rehearsed, that Rhett as a product of training and hard work and over, mindless, endless repetition to the point to where you develop a certain confidence in yourself. And when the team sees you doing that, it changes the entire dynamics of how your organization operates. And so I would never begin to say, I mean, I'd love an athlete or quarterback like Khalil. Who wouldn't?
Right.
But there's a model under which a guy like Rhett can be highly successful in the right system program. And if you don't believe it, go back to DJ Denker and how he ended up Arizona starter. Because I was there with Rich Rod on the sidelines at spring football, and he comes over to me and asks me, which guy do you like? And I was just like blown away. And I said, Coach, you got some great athletes out there at quarterback, but that guy over there, that little guy, he makes the engine go. And he goes, Coach, I like how you think. But you have to be willing to accept that. High school coaching, you do that almost every year if you're successful. You have to adapt to the players you got. We're not Scott Sosawara. We don't go out and yank a kid from a different school. In this school, you got what you got. And you play those guys, and you hopefully can turn that into a winning formula if your kids can stay healthy.
Great.